On October 9, 2019, Turkey and Turkish-backed forces moved into northern Syria after President Trump ordered the withdrawal of U.S. forces there. For Turkey, the goal is twofold: to eliminate an existential security threat and also to create a so-called safe zone where Turkey plans on resettling around 2 million of the 3.6 million Syrian refugees residing in Turkey. Observers say that this could potentially significantly change the demographic along the Syria-Turkey border, but it's also Turkey's way of addressing the growing resentment among the Turkish population towards Syrian refugees. Experts are likening Turkey's incursion into Syria to what happened back in 1974 when Turkey acted unilaterally in its operation in Cyprus. Back then, Washington was focused on Watergate and Nixon. Today, the focus is on Trump, impeachment, and the general lack of policy that gave Turkey an opportunity.
Doing a very good job.
The fight against the PKK and its offshoots do create rare political unity in what is otherwise a very polarized country. This gives Erdogan the chance to rally the country behind him, which is important, especially since his AKP party suffered some pretty bitter blows in the local elections that were held most recently in both Ankara and Istanbul. For decades, the Turkish state has been battling the PKK, and tens of thousands of lives have been lost. Back in the mid-1980s, which is when the insurgency began in earnest, PKK fighters had camps inside northern Syria. It's not just Turkey that considers the PKK to be a terrorist organization, so does the United States and the European Union. Now, the PYD, which is basically an offshoot or a sister organization to the PKK, was established in 2003. Its armed wing is the YPG. From Turkey's perspective, there is no difference between the PKK and the YPG. Both are terrorist organizations. With the fight against ISIS and the U.S. then partnering with the YPG, Turkey all of a sudden found most of its southern border being dominated by an enemy. Ultimately, the big winner in all of this is actually Russia. Russia has achieved one of its main aims, to get the Americans out of Syria. For the Syrian regime, it's now back in territory it has not controlled for years. And for Turkey, it might be a bit of a bitter pill, but one that Turkey can actually swallow. If the regime moves in and ends up controlling the border, at least the threat, the security threat against Turkey will be eliminated. But Turkey's aim had been to remove Bashar al-Assad from power. Turkey may now have to contend with a scenario where he remains.